Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a tier list for League Invasions. I wanted to wait a little bit before I made this because I didn't want to make one right off the bat without even experiencing League Invasions. So I've done it a few times and I kind of have a decent understanding of how the game mode works and which characters are going to be good for you. So we have the tiers S, A, B, C, D. So we have busted, good and reliable, not bad, decent, and not good. So I'm gonna start with AAA. He's a good arena character. He's gonna give you some survivability, but more than likely, he's just gonna get one shot. So he's not the worst in the world, but also not the best. Ace Green Arrow, he's actually not bad because he's going to lock the opponent's power bar, and if they don't start with any power, it's going to prevent you from getting killed as easy. He also has Power Drain Special 1. If you build him as a decent tank, he might survive like a special or two, but the modifiers are kind of crazy, so maybe not even. But he's definitely not bad. Arkham Knight Batman. So he's gonna be a legendary, and he's gonna pretty much get the max stat bonus for your team, and that's gonna be pretty good for you. He's got Stun Bomb, which is one of his best things. He counters metahumans and stuns them. When he kills people or his teammates kills people, he gets a health regeneration and 3 power bars. And he's overall pretty good. He's going to help you with damage for hazards, which is pretty much for Batwoman the Drowned. So I'm going to put him in A because he's not the best in the game, but he's pretty good for League Invasions and boosting your damage for Batwoman the Drowned. KOA, he's not good, but in this mode, with it not being raids, he's pretty much just about as good as any gold character in the game. He's got that 10% HP reduction on special 3, which is not bad. I'm actually gonna put him ahead. It's not bad, but it's not the best in the world. He can revive, which can help a little bit, but you're basically only going to use him because he's built. Then moving on, we've got Armored Superman. He's going to have a super shield and give your team some defense, and he's going to ignore a special. Not the worst, but he doesn't really add a lot. He gives you a little survivability, but it's really not enough. So I'm going to put him in decent. Atrocitus, pretty good in arena. He's gonna steal 3 power bars, give you a lethal chance, or give you a reflective shield when you tag in, which is actually pretty good. And the reflective shield is gonna be pretty good for survivability. Not the best, but it's more than others. Black Adam, he's a pretty decent damage dealer for budget teams, but he's also not the best in the world. I would actually put him above KOA because he can spam specials and do a decent amount once he gets going, but he's very squishy, so if you take a special, he's gonna pretty much die instantly. But to counteract that, he power steals on special 3, which is going to help you a lot. Moving on, Blue Beetle, pretty bad, honestly. He's got a little survivability on the special 3, but he's just not going to be good for you. The gold one. Beast Boy, he's not busted for this game mode. Because he's pretty squishy and he's hard to combo with, but he's actually going to do a ton of damage, and that's going to be pretty good for you. On special 3, he's going to have that dot. He's really good in raids. He pretty much kills everything, but for survivability, he's pretty garbage. So moving on, we got Manta, and he's gonna be pretty busted actually. He's gonna be really annoying for those defending teams. He's gonna be pretty good for damage. He's got HP on his passive to help him with survivability and some block effectiveness. He's also got the damage boost whenever he hits basics, and he's gonna be really annoying with his dot when you get hit with it after you are fighting a defending team, because it's gonna stop all your healing, and healing is really good for this game mode. So he's pretty busted. Not as good in raids anymore, but he's really good for this game mode. Blade Master Robin, again, he's just meh. He just builds your combo, which is not going to be really good, because by the time you even build up your combo, he's probably going to be dead. So Batman Ninja Batman, I love Batman Ninja Batman, but unfortunately, he's not bad. I mean, he's got dot on special 1, and that's gonna blind the opponent. And he is a Batman Ninja character, so he's gonna be helped from Catwoman and other Batman Ninja team members. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a heal for himself, and his specials are kind of mid, but he's better than decent, so I put him in not bad. Catwoman is pretty much going to be your best friend in attacking teams. She's going to help you survive and not die. She deals a decent amount of damage. Pretty good for attacking teams. Not really that good for defending teams, but she's going to nonetheless give you invincibility and has heals, and she's going to deal some damage for you. Grodd is going to be good and reliable. He's a legendary. Again, he's going to give you stat bonus, but he himself doesn't really do a whole lot. He's got a super shield, which is pretty annoying, but as a Batman Ninja character, he's going to have that invincibility, so that's pretty good. Batman Ninja Harley, okay, she's about as good as the others. She just doesn't have really anything going for her other than the fact that she's a Batman Ninja character, so that's gonna be decent, not the best in the world. Joker, same with Batman Ninja Batman, not super good. He's a little bit better because his special 3 does more damage and it's cheaper, but he's gonna be pretty squishy without Catwoman, and in that team you're just gonna want Catwoman anyway, so he's just okay. He's gonna give you revives if you're fighting a Batman. Pretty okay, better than decent. Robin, gonna be essential for your Catwoman. For your damage, no, I'm gonna put him in reliable good, because he's not as essential as Catwoman to surviving, but he has the Batman Ninja team's damage. He himself is just not very good. He has special 3 with armor pierce. It's okay, but it's just not gonna pull the damage. Brainiac, busted actually. He's broken as of now because his passive 1, which has a damage cap on it, is broken, and they just removed it from the game, so it's not gonna interfere with league invasions and make it unfair. But pretty much he was to the point where you dealt damage to him and it only dealt 1 damage with basic attacks, and that would have broken the game pretty much. Other than that, he's going to give legendaries some good stats and lethal chance, lethal damage, and overall gonna help you survive actually and be a pretty good defender and attacker. Batman Who Laughs, he's gonna be another legendary. He's gonna have that Sunder on special too, which actually is pretty hurts pretty bad. He's gonna be a metal teammate, but I'm gonna put him in good / reliable. He doesn't really have a ton. He's pretty squishy, so even though he's a legendary and he's gonna give you that stat bonus, he's just gonna be pretty good. Batwoman the Drowned, for raids, she's so good. I'm gonna put her in busted, because if you manage to build up your dark metal power, she's gonna basically kill them pretty quick, but the chances of you dying before you get to that point is pretty high. So in theory, she's super good all around, but she's gonna be pretty squishy. Not very good for defending teams, but she's pretty much the best of the best. Classic Batman, he's got blind on swipes, gains power when opponent misses. He's gonna be pretty bad. Not the worst, because he does have some power gen and blind. It's not terrible. Captain Cold is just not gonna have any use pretty much at all. He's just going to disable one of the opponent's abilities on tagging. Pretty mid, actually. He's just kind of annoying to fight against, but other than that, he has pretty much no survivability and no damage. Classic Wonder Woman, a fantastic support. She's going to give them teammates crit damage based on their defense. So I'm going to put her in not bad, because she's gonna give you some boosts, but she's not gonna be really the main character dealing any damage, and she's pretty much optional. She's only there for a little more damage. Collector, I hate this man with a burning passion. He's gonna split all the damage once he gets below 50% health to all of his teammates. He's going to have a reflective shield on special 2, but not just like a super shield. He's going to activate it and reflect all damage that comes back to him. And when you level it up, it's going to basically make him not take any damage at all. Not cool. It kind of sucks for fighting in League Invasions and makes it pretty trash to play, but he's going to be the highest of the high for defending teams. He's the best character, pretty much the best character of League Invasions. After that, we've got classic Superman. He's going to have some survivability, going to give classic teammates defense, or all teammates defense, reduce the opponent's defense with his specials. He's just gonna be okay. I mean, he's decent. Doesn't really do a lot of damage. He's got a dot special 3, so it does a little bit of damage. I'll put him at the top. Cheetah, she's just got nothing going for her, unfortunately. Super squishy, no damage. Darkseid is pretty good. I'm gonna put him in not as good as Manta in my opinion, but he's gonna give you shields when you take too much damage, and those are gonna be pretty beefy. He used to be super good, But now that we have the twin blades, his shields are kind of meh. He's gonna get healing and damage once you or your teammate kills somebody. It's gonna be okay. It's not gonna work in League Invasions though. But he's got Power Drain Special 2, Armor Pierce Special 1, and most importantly, he's got that Bombardment, which when paired with a Brainiac is gonna basically just kill you, even if you block. So he's pretty good for defending. Definitely top tier for defending. For attacking, he's kind of mid. He's gonna be okay. Dark Supergirl, actually not bad. She's pretty old. She's gonna interrupt a special by tagging, and it's gonna give her 100% crit chance and crit damage. It's not super good anymore because we have much better things, but if you can actually manage to interrupt a collector reflective shield, that's going to be really good for you. Her special 1 is going to be all dot, so reflective shields aren't going to work on it. But overall, she's going to be a little bit better than decent, but still not very good. Deathstroke, pretty good in raids. He's going to be not terrible. He doesn't really have anything going for him. Pretty squishy. Doesn't really pull damage. I'm actually going to put him up here because his special 2, he's going to give you percentage health damage, but he's going to die. Like, if you don't get gears for him, most people don't because you don't really need it. He's going to die, so you're not even going to really have a use for him. But if you do have his gears and he's not going to die instantly, it could be okay. It's going to give you like 5% health reduction at max every time you use a special 2. Not terrible. Then we got Enraged Bane. He's basically got nothing going for him. Pretty squishy, no damage. It's just not good. EGL is going to be a little better than these characters. He's decent. He's got pretty much what Atrocitus does, but worse. He has gain power bars, crit damage bonus, and a stun when you hit them. The crit damage bonus is not gonna go over the cap, so it's just gonna be pretty mid if you build your characters right. Other than that, he's got a protective shield that reduces damage on special 2. Gonna have a little bit of survivability, but he's just not the character to use for League Invasions, but not the worst in the world. EPI is going to be absolutely essential for the LOA team to deal any kind of damage. Build her a little tanky so she can not die, but her herself is not going to be that good. She's going to heal on the dot that she deals, but in League Invasions, it's only going to heal her and not her teammates. So that kind of sucks. Starfire doesn't really have any kind of damage, but she's not the worst in the world. Whenever you use a special, she's going to gain a little bit of health, and then she's got a dot on special 3. Not as good as the Beast Boy dot, that's for sure, but not the worst in the world. Elder Swampy, pretty good actually. He's going to be good for Constantine, give you a shield and a little bit more damage. He's not bad. Shazam, again, he's a legendary, but he's not good or reliable. I'm going to put him above Black Adam. He's got some damage, but it takes him a long time to get it working. But he is going to be a legendary, give you stat bonuses. Pretty okay for defending teams, but I would not really use him. Then we have Flora Poison Ivy. Gonna have an Armor Pierce on special 2. It deals okay damage for Arena, but it's not gonna be nearly enough in League Invasions, and she's very, very squishy, but not useless. So I'm gonna put her a bit above the other characters. Probably about here. Firestorm. Not the worst character in the game, even though people say he is. He's not good by any means, but situationally, his dot resistance is going to be okay. But still not for League Invasions. He's got no damage and pretty squishy. Then we have Golden Armor Wonder Woman. Pretty good for Arena, and she's actually only going to be not bad for defending teams. Not super good for attacking teams, but nonetheless, she's going to have some good survivability, going to have reduced damage and reduced dot damage for your team below 50%, and overall going to be okay for defending. Not the best, but also pretty good. Then we have the new Supergirl. She's kind of just a buffer. She's going to give you a shield on that special 3. But by the time you even fire off those specials, she's pretty much going to be dead. But she's above an average character, I'd say. She gives you some survivability for the full team and some damage. So I'm going to put her in not bad. She's not the worst in the world, but moving on, gonna have Grid. Not bad, actually. Surprisingly, his shield's gonna be pretty beefy if you get hit with basic attacks. And take too much damage. He's gonna counter cyborg opponents. Not really gonna be that useful. He's gonna have a heal on his special 3 if he kills somebody. Not really gonna be that useful, but he's also not the worst in the world. I'm gonna put him, just because of his shield, a bit below KOA. Banshee, she's gonna do decent. She's gonna actually be less squishy than the other damage dealers, and she's gonna be able to deal damage. She's got a little built-in defense, so she won't be as squishy, and she's going to disable specials, which will prevent you from dying. And then she's also going to give you damage with that Armor Pierce on specials after you do the Torment. So pretty good for damage. She used to be super good in raids, but she's just okay now. She's reliable, pretty much. I'll actually put her a little bit down here. Hellboy, not gonna be the worst in the world. He's gonna have his uses. He's gonna heal from dot, and he's gonna have Armor Pierce on special 3. It's okay for, fights where you're gonna take damage, but then League Invasions is just gonna be very, very niche. So the Armor Pierce special 3 is gonna be put him a little bit above the other golds, but not particularly useful. Now we have Harley. She's gonna give you the damage for the LOA. Even though EPI, she'll need EPI to work. She's gonna pretty much just obliterate your people, the defending teams. If you get that stun, which is pretty rare considering most of the defending teams have like maxed out stun resistance. But she's not the worst. She's pretty bad in survivability, not gonna lie. But she's gonna deal a lot of damage for you. Top raid team, lots of damage. Then Hawkman just doesn't really have a use. He's got the Protector, kind of like Justice League Superman. But instead it's gonna be when they die, he's gonna protect them. Gonna be okay. Other than that, he's not gonna really have any uses. So I'll put him not bad. He's a little better than decent. Horrific Scarecrow is gonna be very, very squishy and slow, but he's gonna prevent you from dying a little bit. He's increases the specials cost of the opponents by 2 and reduces their attack by 10%. Other than that, he's got armor pierce on the special 1. It's okay. A little bit better than the other golds, but he's okay. Hush. He's actually got pretty good survivability. His damage is not the best, but with artifacts, he can actually deal a decent amount in League Invasions. So I'm gonna put him here. Constantine is gonna be pretty good, actually. With the help of Swampy, he's gonna stay alive a little bit better, deal some damage for you, and he's gonna be okay in defending teams. Aquaman is gonna give you the armor pierced for Justice League teammates on basics and revive somebody with a super move. It's gonna be okay if you don't have armor pierce or twin blades on your Justice League teammates, but overall he's just not good like he used to be, unfortunately. He's gonna be a little bit better than the average, not bad. Justice League Batman, surprisingly, he's not the worst. He's gonna have dot on special 2, which is gonna deal a decent amount of damage, not that good, and he's gonna give all your Justice League members more survivability by letting them tank a special. So I'm gonna put him up here. Justice League Cyborg, he's gonna give the Justice League team their damage on basics. He's gonna prevent stuns on him and give him power bars, which is not that useful, but nonetheless, he's gonna give the Justice League teammates the damage. So I'm gonna put him quite high on the not bad list. Not the best for damage. He's very, very squishy. The whole Justice League is very squishy, except for Superman, but I'm going to talk about him in just a second. But he's going to be decent for damage. Flash, he's going to give you fast attack hit for all your teammates, and he's going to be pretty good for the Justice League team. Very, very, very squishy, though. So you'll need some defense. But I'll put him, he's about on par with Black Adam. Without Cyborg, not as good. Mythic Wonder Woman, or Justice League Wonder Woman now, she's okay. Super Shield on Special 2, gonna prevent you from dying. She's gonna be okay for defending teams. Armor Pierce on Special 1, and after you kill somebody, she's gonna get attack based on the opponents. Overall, gonna be okay. Pretty good. Good survivability. I'm gonna put her above Flash. And now we have Superman. Very, very annoying to fight as a defender. He's got a super shield. He's gonna have Protector, which is gonna cause him to come in and potentially one-shot your character if you use a special against the defending team. He's going to remove all of the debuffs on him when he uses a special 1. His special 2 is going to heal after he takes damage. And the special 3 is going to give you burn and deal some damage. He's going to get attack with Batman and teammates or opponents, and health for Wonder Woman opponents or teammates. And he's gonna be very, very annoying to fight. Okay for attacking teams. He's gonna be tanky enough. He's gonna give defense to his opponents, teammates as well. But he's gonna be pretty good, in terms of the busted characters. But not as good as the others. He's legendary, so he's gonna give you the stats as well. The highest ones. Then we have John Stewart Green Lantern. Is gonna be not bad. He's gonna give, just like Batman, he's gonna give Batwoman the Drowned hazard damage and prevent other hazard effects. So no stun bombs, no power drain, anything like that. He's gonna have armor pierce on special too, not their best, but he's gonna be not bad, pretty good for Batwoman the Drowned. Nightmare Batman is a pain in the butt to fight. I absolutely love this guy, but I hate him. Because when you're playing against him, you basically just can't use basic attacks. He has a 75% chance to reflect all basic attack damage against him, as well as the ambush at the start of the match, which is basically going to kill your first character, essentially, if not two or your whole team. So he's going to be pretty top tier for defending teams. He's not going to do as well attacking, pretty bad, but as defending, he's top of the line, pretty good. Joker is going to be simply not as good as he used to be. Now that Harley is better than him, he's going to be LOA, deal some damage. He's going to be there, but not the best. He's going to be reliable. Martian Manhunter is actually going to be not bad. So he's got healing when he tags out, which is not super good because it doesn't really work in League Invasions unless you're attacking with him. He's going to build combo really fast with debuffs against the opponent and increase debuffs. He's actually very overlooked when it comes to like puppet teams, Mr. Freeze, all kinds of that. Not really worth it, but he's going to be okay. He's going to have good survivability, going to give you stats as a defending team. Mr. Freeze is going to be a really good damage dealer, but unfortunately, by the time that you deal that damage, he's going to be dead. He's pretty squishy. But for defending teams, he's actually very good. He's got a reflective shield on his special 3, and that's going to hurt a lot, especially if he's a defender. Master Thief Catwoman is going to be pretty mid. She's just for operations pretty much. Nothing else. Armored Supergirl, Multiverse Armored Supergirl is going to be pretty much top tier actually for damage when it comes to dealing damage. She's not going to do a crazy amount, but she's going to be okay for you. Pretty good. Similar damage to Banshee, but she's going to have a dot special 1 and a very strong special 3. She's going to actually let you get some damage so you don't die. Multiverse Black Lightning. It's going to be he's not bad. Better than Shazam in my opinion. He's really just not got much. Armor Pierce on special 3 is about it. Multiverse Batwoman is actually pretty overlooked. She's not the worst. She's gonna have a dot special 3, which actually deals a lot of damage, and she's gonna be kind of slow, which is your problem, but she's actually not bad, surprisingly. Captain Cold is gonna be not good. He's just good to have in your roster to prevent armor pierce on your multiverse teammates, He's gonna have give your teammates shields on the start of the battle and after special, and gonna be okay. Gives them survivability, not the worst. Flash is gonna be very, very good for you actually. Not as good as Armor Supergirl, Multiverse Armor Supergirl, but he's going to counter tech opponents, which is gonna really help you against your Collector, your Mantas, your Brainiacs. So he's gonna be pretty good. Gonna be your combo builder for Supergirl, and is gonna be pretty good. Very reliable. Green Arrow is not terrible. He's got a special 3 with dot, and he's gonna give your multiverse teammates dot on specials, 3s, and power drain on special 1s for them, and gonna give them some health as well. Gives your teammates survivability. It's gonna be okay. Not bad at all. Multiverse Supergirl is pretty underrated for this mode. She's gonna give you defense, and multiverse teammates are gonna get 20% less damage on their 50% health, and that's gonna help you a lot with survivability. White Canary, she just doesn't really have anything going for her. Special 3 is okay, but other than that, she's just not got any damage, and she's pretty squishy. Nightwing, not the worst. He's like the better version of Blue Beetle, but he's not going to be useless. Just going to be decent. Predator Batman is going to actually be okay, because he's going to have a 15% health reduction when he tags in, and that's going to be pretty good if you can't get any damage, and that's every time he tags in. It doesn't work in solo raids or raids, but this is not solo raids or raids, so he's going to give you a decent amount of damage. He's also got an Armor Pierce on special 1 and disables opponent specials, and a pretty high damaging special 3. So I'm going to put him at the bottom of reliable. He's going to be actually pretty good now. Oh, he's also got a stun bomb as well, which is going to be pretty useful. Power Girl, power reduction. She's going to have her uses pretty much everywhere, just like Dr. Fate. But Dr. Fate's going to actually be more useful for you than her, and I'll talk about her in a bit. Powered Supergirl is just super squishy. No damage, a little, but not good enough. Swampy is my boy, but he's gonna have a little bit of survivability. Actually gonna have a use for once, but he just has no damage. Raiden is the best gold character besides Batwoman the Drowned in terms of damage. He's going to be the juiced up version of KOA, but actually work in every game mode. So I'm going to put him at the top of good, because he's going to be squishy, but he's going to deal a lot of damage. Reverse Flash is going to be okay. You can use him with your Banshee. He's going to switch the power bars 3 times a match and give you combo. It's going to be okay, but he's just going to be not bad. Red Hood, just not very good in terms of damage. He is going to extend the fight and give you resistances, but you're probably not going to survive the whole fight anyway, so he just doesn't really have any usefulness. But if you manage to survive the full fight, he actually has a use. So Robin King is going to be not bad, not super good for attacking teams because he's gonna pretty much die instantly, but he's gonna be good for about 1 of the drowns. Okay in defending teams, nothing spectacular, but I'm gonna put him above Beast Boy. Black Adam, he's gonna be pretty good. He's gonna give you percent health damage on basics, which is just gonna be okay. But if you don't have gears, like most people don't, he's gonna be super squishy and he's gonna die. So I'm gonna put him at the bottom of reliable, because if you do have his gears, he's gonna help you a lot. But if you don't, he's gonna die instantly and have basically zero use for your defending team. Raven, she's gonna be pretty good for damage, but she's probably also gonna die before you even manage to get any stacks up for her. She's just gonna be okay, a little bit better. On her special 3, she has invulnerable for a special. It's gonna be okay. She's also gonna be a legendary and give you a bonus. But I'm gonna say about here, Sonic Black Canary, squishy and no damage. The legendary Blue Beetle is actually going to be pretty good, and he's going to have really good survivability, some decent damage. He's gone vulnerable on his special 2, and he's going to be pretty good for you. Deal some damage, also legendary, going to give you more stats. So I'm going to say about here. Speed Force Flash, very squishy. Back in the day when you could do an infinite combo with him, it was good, but not anymore. He's gonna have a use, but it's just not gonna be very good. Gonna give you fast attack chance. It's okay. Shazam, gonna give you survivability. Damage from Might and Arcane, give you heals on his specials. Gonna be not terrible actually. Gonna put him probably the top of not bad. She's actually pretty good. Scorpion is gonna be okay for damage. Yeah, he's got the dot special 3. He's gonna be pretty good actually. Combined with Raiden, he's gonna be pretty good. But other than that, he's got a stun on special 2, block disable on special 1. Nothing really too good. Soul Stealer, squishy and no damage. But he's going to actually swap health bars because this is not raids, and that's going to be pretty good for you. The problem is going to be not dying when you're trying to get down to a low health. So I'm going to put him, actually, he's going to actually give you some damage, surprisingly. If you don't die before you get to his super, it's going to be okay. Right here. Deadshot is going to be pretty garbage. He's going to have a use. He's going to deal a little damage and help Suicide Squad teammates. He's going to be about here. Enchantress, armor pierce on special 2, survivability. She's got the damage. Not a super good damage dealer, but she's going to be pretty reliable actually. Good for defending teams. Good for attacking teams. Overall, gonna be pretty decent for you. Harley, gonna give you a lot of survivability for a Suicide Squad. She's a legendary. She's not gonna take a lot of damage. She's gonna be pretty good for being a defending teammate. But not really for attacking. But she's gonna be better than Enchantress. Her crit immunity is just really annoying, but it can be counteracted with Dark Metal cards. But you can only use it one time, so she's gonna be decent. Silver Aquaman. In this mode, silver characters are actually gonna be better than a lot of the golds because we actually have a use for the silvers now in the first tower. We're gonna have silver teammates that you can only use and silver opponents, and that's gonna actually give silver characters a use. Aquaman is not gonna be the worst for the silvers, but not terrible. Gonna have special 2 power drain hazard. Is gonna give you stun resistance with might teammates and defense with meta. So he's gonna be okay. I'm gonna put him around here. Yeah. Wonder Woman, she's gonna be pretty garbage. She's got a reflective shield though, so that's something. Silver, Black Canary. She's gonna be not terrible. She's gonna have fast attack damage with Green Arrow teammates, and she's just gonna be okay. A little better because with Green Arrow, she's gonna be okay. She's actually gonna deal a decent amount of damage with Green Arrow. But I'll get to him. Bane is just gonna be a support character mainly for League invasions. He's gonna be okay. A support. That's about it. If you want to make him a damage dealer or a tank, you can, but he's more of a support. Batman is gonna be, for the silver, not bad. He's gonna be probably your best damage dealer. If you build him, stun bomb special 2, decent special 3 damage. I'm gonna give you and your teammates crit chance. It's alright. Lets you put like 1 more attack roll on your gears. Nothing crazy. Silver Catwoman, pretty garbage, honestly. She's gonna have a hazard. She's just for operations, but she is a silver, so she's gonna have more use than the other cards. So probably about here. Nah, here probably. Cyborg is gonna be pretty good for you actually. He's gonna be a good tank. He's gonna tag out. He's gonna regenerate health and give the health boost to your teammates. Pretty good actually for the silver team. Dr. Fate, he's gonna be your best friend for both silvers, and he's gonna reduce the power costs. He could be used pretty much anywhere, but for the silvers, he's gonna be the best. Deadshot is pretty much about the same level as Batman. He's gonna be worse, but he's just gonna be okay. A little underrated actually, but he's just not very good. Flash is gonna actually be a decent combo builder for you for a Batman in the silver team. He's gonna be okay. Probably put him here. Green Arrow is gonna be decent, pretty good for damage actually if paired with Black Canary. It's gonna be better than Deadshot if I can get him here. Grodd is gonna have a super shield and a damage boost on their 50% health. He's gonna be better than, surprisingly, than Deadshot. Not as good as Green Arrow, but It's not bad. He's okay for defending teams. Silver Green Lantern. I hate this man. I love this man. He's going to give you a big shield, especially with the League Invasions. That's the stat bonus. He's probably going to be one of the best for your silvers. Harley, going to be pretty much garbage. About as good as Catwoman. Joker, he's going to be very annoying to fight. He's going to, once he dies, he's going to stun you for a long time. And that's going to basically kill your character. He's okay. He doesn't really do a lot of damage. But he has his use in a defending team. I would argue he's a bit better in defending teams because he's pretty much going to get at least one person killed if you don't resist the stun. So I'm going to have him below Batman. Silver Robin, about the same as Silver Flash. Maybe a bit better. He just built combo. That's about it. Superman is going to be the best silver in the game for defending. He's going to interrupt. He's going to ignore basic attacks. He's going to have defense. He's going to have a super shield. He's going to be so annoying to fight for the defending team. Super annoying. Scarecrow, very annoying in a silver defending team. I would argue that he's actually better than Dr. Fate. He's gonna stop people from tagging out your teammates, and he's gonna bring them back in, and he's gonna stun them, and he's gonna do this 75% of the time. It's gonna be so annoying. Silver Swampy, he's gonna have a little healing, but he just has no kind of damage. Silver Wonder Woman is just gonna have a super shield. That's pretty much all she has. Okay for defending. Super shields are super annoying. Sub-Zero is gonna be okay, but there's gonna be way better characters than him. He has a use, but the use is not very useful. So I'm gonna put him in decent. It's okay. He doesn't really have much damage himself. He's gonna be supporting for the Mortal Kombat team, but there's a lot better supports for that than him, and a lot more convenient supports. So he's just gonna be down there. TK Grodd is going to be very annoying to fight against if he's in the defending team, but people have not figured out to use him yet, so he's going to have a super shield, and he's going to be Scarecrow, but he's not going to have the stun, and he's going to deal damage instead, which with the stat bonuses is going to be a good amount of damage. So I'm going to put him pretty high on the list for defending teams, actually. He's going to be a pain in the butt to deal with. Unbreakable Cyborg is going to be okay. He's going to give you a revive, going to be okay for defending teams. But he's not going to revive. So, pretty much, gonna have a power drain on special 2. Other than that, pretty much useless. So, about on par with Primal Swampy. Unhinged Harley is gonna be pretty garbage. She has a use, but this use is not very useful. Vixen is going to be a decent support, and she's actually going to prevent you from taking some damage from certain classes. She's going to give you attack based on debuffs. Um, so it's not gonna be terrible. I'll put her. She's about the same as classic Wonder Woman. Silver or Warrior Queen Wonder Woman is gonna be pretty much garbage too. She's gonna have a reflective shield though, so that's something. Pretty garbage actually, but she at least has one use. And then finally, Zatanna. She's going to be okay. She's a legendary. She's gonna have that stat bonus, but she's just not really that good. She's gonna be okay for attacking, not really for defending, but she's gonna be a decent support nonetheless. And I'll put her about here. So that's gonna be my tier list for League Invasions. I hope you enjoyed and learned a little something about League Invasions and the characters that are best for them. And that's pretty much it.